Christmas tuba concert. We talked about this last year, and this is the second year you've done this. Tell us how it went the first year.
Hey, we had a great crowd. We had about 50 tuba players and euphonium players, and then we had a great big crowd actually at the Riverfront Pavilion. Almost 200 people showed up. So
wow, that's fantastic.
It was fabulous.
That was better than you had expected, I guess, for the first year.
Well, it was the first year. I didn't know what to expect, so let's just say I was pleasantly surprised.
All right, so let's talk about this. This is called Christmas in the River Valley, and the President's Own Tuba concert, and it's going to be at the pavilion. Now, is this in the glass? This is in the glass pavilion.
Yeah, this is in the glass pavilion behind Miss Laura's, next to the railroad tracks.
Glass pavilion, great place, and you're going to have some fun there. You're going to have some really good tuba players. Be some tubas and some baritones and some euphonium players. Did I say that right?
Euphonium, yes.
Euphonium players. Euphonium players that are going to be playing. And all right, so the difference between a tuba and a euphonium. Tell me that.
Well, most people would look at a euphonium as a baby tuba. It's a little bit shorter in length, and
it's not the one we see the guys in the band marching with.
Yeah, well, actually, euphonium players will march in a marching band, but it's a smaller instrument. It's a cousin to the tuba. Had a little bit shorter lead pipe or shorter tubing overall, I should say. So that's the main difference. But it is a low brass instrument, just like the tuba is, and they are definitely cousins.
All right, so you're going to have some tuba players from the Marine Band are going to be there.
Yeah, so what we are very fortunate and blessed that these gentlemen have joined us from Washington, D.C. So we have two individuals from the President's Own Marine Band that are stationed in Washington, D.C. coming. Wow. And then we have a gentleman coming from Pershing Zone, which is the premier Army band that's also based in Washington, D.C. And this is actually the second year they've been. They came with us last year, and they're returning, so they were gracious to do so.
Now, what's neat about this is not going to be just professional tuba players, but this is open to people that just like to play the tuba that want to come and take part.
Absolutely. So any student, any adult, anyone who has ever played the tuba or euphonium or baritone, they are welcome to come and join us. We'll meet that morning for registration at 8:30. No pre-registration is required. Just show up that morning. We rehearse at 9, and then by 11:30 that morning, we'll be ready to give a concert.
I can't remember the day exactly, but there is an actual National Tuba Day.
Actually, Tuba Christmas, there is, you're right, there is a Tuba Day, and it's in February, but I can't remember what the
one
day
time
is either.
I was working on the air, and I was talking about it, and come to find out, the town that I was working in had a lot of tuba players, and suddenly they all started showing up at the radio station, and next thing I know, we had a tuba concert on National Tuba Day, which was really cool. So it's a fun instrument. It really does kind of get maybe a bad rap, right? Because when you think of tubas, you think of polka, right?
Well, I think people think of oompa sitting in the back of the band. So that's one of the neat things about Tuba Christmas. It's an opportunity for people to hear fun music that they would normally associate with a very interesting and fun time of the year on an instrument that they wouldn't necessarily normally think of hearing that music.
Now, the cool thing about this is after you have the concert, then the people that get to come and play, they actually get to maybe take a little some pointers from the professionals there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So students who want to stay behind after the concert, these professional tuba players from the military band, premier military bands, will give a free master class to students, and it's a fantastic opportunity for learning.
How hard is that? Is it a difficult instrument to learn to play?
Well, I say...
you obviously play yourself, right?
I do. I'm a tuba player. I would say it's all the musical instruments have some challenge to them, but if you're inclined that way, I think it's so much fun that it's not hard.
Yeah, I played the trumpet when I was in the band in junior high and high school, and we were in front of the tuba players.
Yes.
So we got to hear they were our backup, as we used to say. So, man, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, Saturday, December the 10th. The concert itself will start at 11:30. But again, if you'd like to play, they would love to have you down there. Register around 8:30, and then you'll rehearse for, you're going to rehearse for a couple of hours.
We'll rehearse about an hour and 15 minutes, yes.
Okay, and you'll have all the songs they're going to...
all the music is
all
provided.
Christmas songs?
It's all Christmas songs. We may have a couple of other
Jingle bells on the tuba?
Yeah, jingle bells on the tuba, and then we may have a couple of surprise things that are not necessarily just known for Christmas, but
So
it'll be
what is
great
the
fun.
most famous tuba song?
The most famous tuba song? Well, I'm not sure exactly what that would be. There's probably a couple of them. In the Hall of the Mountain King is one. There's a Star Wars march that
wow.
one of the Star Wars marches is pretty well known for the tuba. So if you're a tuba player, you know those. If you're not a tuba player, you might not necessarily know that.
Well, like I said, it's probably an instrument that a lot of people don't get to really hear a lot in concerts, and so this is really a lot of fun. But I will say this, that I've known a lot of people that have played in like marching bands and stuff, and they love that. They love playing it. You're kind of a big shot when you're playing the tuba.
Yeah, it's a great. You sit
the
at
bass drum and the tuba. You're the big shot.
You lay down the beat.
That's right.
You lay down the foundation for the rest of the organization for the band, and it is an absolute blast.
Okay, so Saturday, December 10th, 11:30. Concert itself will be free.
It is. It's a free concert.
And you want to thank your sponsors on this, right?
Yes, Beckart Corporation is sponsoring this, and we're very appreciative of their support.
They are a great corporate citizen. I know they do a lot in the area to help out. So this is going to be fun. So if you want to see some really good military tuba players, and then a bunch of good local people. Now, you expect to have a lot of the same people that came in and played last year? Some of those will come back?
We certainly hope so. We've heard from several folks, and we hope to have a good return crowd and some new folks.
All right, let's talk about where they can contact you. They can call you at 926-4794.
That's correct. They can feel free to call me on that number, and we also have a Facebook page.
All right, so go to the Facebook page. Is it just under...
it's River Valley Tuba Christmas.
River Valley Tuba Christmas, and you can find out how you can take part. Now, did you have some who showed up last year that had never really done anything like that before?
We did. We had a young man come from Russellville who was a brand new tuba player who had literally just started the instrument, and he had a great time. And then we had a gentleman who was in his 90s that drove all the way from Nebraska, and he participated. So really, from the youngest to the oldest, we have a great time.
Okay, now I got to ask you.
Yes.
Women, very many women play the tuba?
Absolutely, yeah. It's an instrument that any person can play, and we have several ladies who play tuba and baritone. So.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Okay, difference between a tuba and a baritone then?
Well, a baritone is very similar to the euphonium. There are a couple of differences that I won't necessarily go into over the air, but they're essentially the same instrument.
Wow. Well, this is great, and it's a good chance for people to see downtown that day. It's on a Saturday, so you're going to be downtown. A lot of Christmas lights downtown around the River Park area, so you can come down. You can go to the National Historic Site. You can come to the concert. Just make it a day downtown.
Yes, and we'll even have some Christmas cookies and some hot cocoa for those who come, and Santa will be making an appearance.
Santa doesn't play the tuba.
Well, he might. You never know.
Oh, that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. It'd be hard to get that on the sleigh, but maybe euphonium. Smaller to get on the sleigh. Hey, Eric, it's fun to talk to you again about this. It looks like this is going to be a lot of fun. Again, Saturday, December 10th, downtown at the Riverfront Pavilion. And again, if they'd like to get involved, they can call you at 926-4794. We'll put this up on our Facebook pages too, and let everybody know the information about this. And appreciate it, and have a good time next weekend.
Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas.